While listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
All righty, here we are on
Mike and
Josh.
Mike and Josh.
For the Thursday evening, it's great to have you.
Let's run it back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That is Josh Tariff. It is great to have you on this Thursday evening. I apologize for being a minute late, but
Well,
alert.
Yeah, we'll say why we were a minute late, because I introduced Mike to the 82.0 game, 82and0.com game. If you don't know it, it has been the most viral game for sports analysts of the week. Nick Wright and Bill Simmons can't stop playing it. They've been busy on their shows doing it. We were busy. We're going to devote like the last segment of this show today to us trying to make the best team possible in the 82and0.com.
Yeah.
Because for historic basketball nerds like Mike and I, this is the perfect game.
So, okay. So, just to give you an idea, I might go. I'm not doing it yet. I'm not plugging in my last guy because I just have to see it. Okay. But just to give you a recap. So, I had spun
Our most recent one.
my most recent one, the one that made us late, was I spun Jason Tatum, Dwight Howard, and Donovan Mitchell. My next spin while you were talking was 90s Bulls. So I got Michael.
So you got Bill Wennington.
And then I got Miami in the 10s. So now I'm taking LeBron James.
If this is not at least 75 wins, I don't know.
Wow. It's 71-11. How much better can I do? My lineup is Donovan Mitchell, Michael Jordan, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, and Dwight Howard. How much better can I do? I think
that's going to be our goal in the last segment of the show, to see if we can. And what was your record on that one?
71-11.
Okay, so you and I, that's the personal best that you and I have both gotten so far, is 71-11. So, yeah. Make sure you tune in for the end, because we are going to focus solely on that game and try to beat 71-11.
That's going to be the goal here. That's 100% the goal. All right, we actually, besides games, which I'm now obsessed with, I'm going to be playing this all night, probably during our breaks and everything. Like, I'm going to be just rattling this thing off. We have actual things to talk about. The NBA Finals obviously are underway. The Knicks with a 1-0 lead in that series. Jalen Brunson having a big fourth quarter. Shocker, by the way.
Yeah, right. The clutch player doing well in a clutch situation.
Who would have thunk it? But we'll talk about that from both the Knicks and the Spurs perspectives. We'll discuss both of that. Myles Garrett. I never thought I would see the day.
Oh, my God.
Myles Garrett getting traded to the Rams for Jared Verse and a bunch of picks. What a wild trade that was. I never thought I'd see it. I didn't think the Browns would have the cojones to trade Myles Garrett.
We'll obviously be getting into it shortly. I'm not surprised the Browns made the trade. I cannot believe it went to the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll get into much more detail with that.
Plenty to go over there.
And with AJ Brown as well.
AJ Brown, fine. I mean, this one, you want to talk about trades that you couldn't see coming and then trades that you absolutely could. I don't know that you could have more on the other opposite sides of the spectrum. Myles Garrett, I couldn't see coming from a mile away. AJ Brown, that one was not if, but when. AJ Brown was going to get traded from Philadelphia to the New England Patriots. That was going to happen. So we'll discuss that. We'll break down who won, who lost that trade. We'll see where that goes. We have plenty of stuff to hit on. The Orlando Magic, by the way, Josh.
Who?
The Orlando, have you heard of them? The Orlando Magic hiring a new coach, and look at how happy Stuff the Magic Dragon is.
He's very happy. Stuff is
Yeah.
a very happy dragon right now.
Maybe the happiest of dragons.
He might be. He might be the happiest dragon in Orlando.
It might be. He might be. But we begin today with the NBA Finals. The New York Knicks, again, with a 1-0 lead in the series at the moment, taking game one in San Antonio. Again, Jalen Brunson had a very good fourth quarter. I know that's shocking news to everybody. 30 points in that game. Karl Anthony Towns had 18 and 12. OG Anunoby hit a couple of big shots. He had 17 points on the night. Victor Wembanyama in that game, 26 points on 12 rebounds. Julian Champagnie in the first half of that game could not miss a shot.
Mm-hmm.
It was unbelievable how hot he got, but then slowed down towards the end of the game. Listen, it was a very good basketball game. It was a very, very, very good basketball game all the way up to the end. Let's start, Josh, with the Knicks side of things.
Sure.
I mean, at least in my eyes, I mean, this just gives me more confidence than before of what I think is going to happen. I think the Knicks are going to win the finals. I thought so last week. I think everything right now is clicking for the Knicks. What say you? I think right now, obviously them taking game one is a big step, but I mean, that really is kind of an exclamation point on what I think they're capable of in this series.
Absolutely. No, you and I were in agreement last week. We said, if the Thunder ended up winning game 7, then it'd be the Thunder winning. And if it was the Spurs winning, we both agreed that the Knicks would win.
Right.
I think you might have said Knicks in 7. I said Knicks in 6, or did we both say Knicks in 6?
No, I said, I thought so here's what I said.
Oh, yeah, because I said Knicks in 6
Thunder,
if it was Spurs.
If it was Thunder versus Knicks, I thought it was going to be Knicks in 7.
Okay.
If it was Knicks versus Spurs, I thought it was going to be Knicks in 5.
Okay, you said Knicks in 5. I said Knicks in 6.
Yeah.
We're both looking good. And
so far, yeah.
So far, so good. But this, to me, even though the talk is definitely Jalen Brunson and how he worked at the end of the game, and a lot of people love Josh Hart's stat line because it's a stat line you will probably never see again. 3 points, 15 boards, 6 assists, 4 steals, and a block.
Is Josh Hart not the ultimate dirty work kind of player?
Where do you see ever a stat line where someone scores 3 points and they led their team in plus minus? Because that's what happened here.
Yeah.
But to me, Brunson isn't the story, and Josh Hart isn't the story. As incredible as both of them were, to me, the story was Karl Anthony Towns.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a story to me because not of his stat line, was of his leadership.
Yeah.
Because when Brunson went down in the first quarter and went to the locker room, Karl Anthony Towns was the man that was interviewed in between the quarters.
Yeah.
And if you go back and watch it, it was the tone and the look of a man that was dejected. And all of a sudden, he was just trying to answer the way, your PR answers hey, it's next man up mentality. Our guy is down. We were waiting to find out with him, but we got to keep pushing and this and that. But as that interview was wrapping up, you could watch something click in his mind. You could visibly see it on the fact that, hey, our best man is down. So I got to step up and lead this team.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was pushing with it. He had a strong second quarter. Then Josh Hart was doing his thing. Then Landry Shamet off the bench had another Landry Shamet game because now they're called Landry Shamet games, apparently. He had 13 points, 6 from 3. So and you also saw in a timeout huddle, Mike Brown wasn't saying a damn thing. Karl Anthony Towns was leading the huddle.
Yeah, he's coaching the team.
He was coaching the team. And this is a guy who has never played in the NBA Finals before.
Yeah, right.
And it was that leadership that kept the Knicks motivated and stayed in the fight. And then once Jalen Brunson was able to get back into his regular formation,
Yeah.
that's when all of a sudden the comeback started and the Knicks were able to pull through. This, to me, again, as great as Jalen Brunson played, as great as Josh Hart played, as great as Landry Shamet played, the fact that Jose Alvarado and De'Aaron Fox had the same amount of points, and we'll get on the Spurs in a minute too. This, to me, was the Karl Anthony Towns game because of the leadership. And I was already a fan of his. I did not think he was as great as a number of people would say, but this won me over in game one on, hey, he has finally matured. He wants a ring. He is leading this team to victory.
Yeah, so both teams in this game shot fairly poorly. I mean, the Knicks shot 41% from the field. The Spurs were 36% from the field. Knicks were 11 of 36 on three-pointers. That's 30%. And the Spurs were 11 of 43. That's 25%. I mean, they both shot the ball very poorly in this game. But I think what needs to get pointed out is, at least as far as I'm concerned, I was really impressed with how aggressive Karl Anthony Towns took things to Victor Wembanyama, right? He was, Karl Anthony Towns did not have very many opportunities to shoot from the outside. So what Karl Anthony Towns did was he used his ability to put the ball on the floor, and he got by him on several occasions. I mean, he really was aggressive against Wemby in that game, and I think it wore Wemby out. It really did. Karl Anthony Towns is an experienced player. He's a smart player, and he's one of those guys where, again, you saw him take that next step mentally in that game, right? He just became a different version of what we're used to seeing out of Cat. It just is. Now, I think the worry for a lot of Knicks fans is, like, how is Jalen Brunson actually, right? Since, there were a couple of instances where Knicks fans needed to hold their breath, right?
There was a moment, I don't mean to cut you off, but when that happened, my first immediate thought was, Stephen A. Smith, you have to give Danhausen everything that he wants.
Mm-hmm.
Because Stephen A. Smith blew off Danhausen before game one of the finals, and then 5 minutes in, Brunson goes down.
Yeah,
I was just like, oh, dear God, for Knicks fans.
Yep.
You all have to start a GoFundMe to get Danhausen anything he wants right now.
I mean, it was just the first injury instance, right, where he right where he banged his knee.
Yes.
I was like, that could be a problem. Like, that was really, I mean, you and I were texting at that point, and we were both saying, like, we might have a, like, Jalen Brunson segment alone tomorrow, just because of how much of an impact losing him would have. Right. I would even go as far to say, like, the series would damn near well be over if Jalen Brunson was out. Yeah. If Jalen Brunson was out, that's a big, big, big problem for the Knicks. And then on the opposite leg, he gets his ankle stepped on by Luke Cornett, and it's like, geez, like, what is? I don't understand, like, how unlucky you can be as a basketball. I'm like, the basketball gods are trying so hard to keep the Knicks in misery. They're trying so hard to do that. But you have to give them credit. I mean, the difference, I think, that needs to get pointed out between this Knicks team and the Knicks team that we've seen in the past couple of seasons was the Knicks are actually using their depth to an advantage, right? Tom Thibodeau is notorious for having 7-man rotations in the playoffs, right? You got your 5 starters, you got 2 guys off the bench, and then everybody plays 42 minutes a game. That's just not the way that this team operates. Landry Shamet is giving them such good minutes off the bench. Guys like Deuce McBride. I mean, obviously, we know that Mitchell Robinson is going to play a bunch in this series as well. You know, Jose Alvarado, again, he's not a super impact offensive player, but he's such an energy piece
Mm-hmm.
that you can use off the bench. You and I both said it when they made that trade that Jose Alvarado is going to become a fan favorite in New York. It's just going to make so much sense for them. I don't know, Josh. I feel so confidently right now in the Knicks. Everything seems to be clicking.
I do too.
Everything is clicking. The energy for the Knicks was better than what we saw in San Antonio last night, right? They're just playing better basketball, and you can't put them away. Like, they have this thing where they don't, like, they are ice cold, meaning like dangerous late in games. They are crazy late in games. They don't miss. I mean, I want to know what their fourth quarter field percentage is in the playoffs. That's what I want to know. I'm sure that's look-upable, but like, I want to know how good they are in the fourth quarter of games. Because like I said, you cannot put that team away. You can't do it.
I mean,
as much as it pains me.
Yeah, you got it. It's getting hard. So, according to ChatGPT, and I don't believe this, I think actually the better one is the third quarter field goal percentage, because according to ChatGPT, it's saying Knicks are shooting 46% from the field in the fourth quarter during their first 12 playoff games. Okay. I'm going to look at, I think it's third quarter where they're exploding.
It feels like it's 100. Like, it feels like it does. It feels like, well, even like I would even say you could even like filter that into the last 6 minutes of the game, right? Like, they don't.
So third quarter is 53%.
Yeah. So they come out of halftime and they just bludgeon everybody.
And that's not counting last night's game one. That was up until game one.
Yeah.
53% in the third quarter.
Yeah. So listen, something special is happening in New York right now.
Yeah.
Something special is happening in New York. All right. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we'll look at this from the Spurs point of view. Do they need to be worried? Should they have been worried? We'll touch on that next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch. Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
Welcome back. We are here for Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff. So we've sort of explored things now, Josh, from the Knicks' point of view. Let's talk about the San Antonio Spurs. So they obviously are in a position where they lose game one against a team that is red hot. And, you know, and the Spurs deserve a ton of credit because the West bracket was brutal. And them taking down Oklahoma City is a big deal. They shot outrageously poorly yesterday. And I can't imagine that that's going to keep happening. Also, Wemby had 6 turnovers yesterday. I think the Knicks kind of have a way of like taking advantage of Wemby's size when it comes to him handling the basketball. So I think there's a portion of that is involved there. I'm at the point now, Josh, where it's game 2 of the NBA Finals. And I think it's a must-win game for the Spurs. I just do. I think it is a must-win game for the Spurs.
It 100% is a must-win.
They can't go into Madison Square Garden down 2-0. That environment, let me make something clear, okay? I'm not from New York City, but I'm from Long Island. I'm an hour and a half away from New York City. And I know everybody I know that's a basketball fan that's from here is a Knicks fan. The Madison Square Garden might explode. Like it genuinely might explode. That is going to be a playoff environment unlike any other, maybe in sports. It is going to be a madhouse. The Spurs have to win game 2. They have to win game 2.
They do. And again, there are going to be some people on that team that will be playing better. As you said, they're not going to be 26% from 3 again. They're not going to shoot 36% from the field. That said, I mentioned it, you know, in the first segment. De'Aaron Fox had the same amount of points as Jose Alvarado.
Yeah. In
De'Aaron Fox
more minutes.
De'Aaron Fox did his best James Harden impression because he had the same amount of field goals as turnovers. So
still not more turnovers than field goals.
No, but he was right there.
There.
He's not James Harden, but he did his best impression of James Harden. So as I think, because it's been obvious De'Aaron Fox has not been 100%. He's been playing hurt since the conference finals.
Yep.
That is obvious. But it comes to a point where will playing hurt your team? Because when Dylan Harper was in the game, Dylan Harper was the engine for the Spurs in game 1. And then for whatever reason, Mitch Johnson took him out late in the 4th when it mattered.
Yeah.
So Dylan Harper was playing great. But between De'Aaron Fox and your reigning 6th man of the year, Keldon Johnson, who only played 8 minutes.
Yeah, I know. Lost some minutes to Harrison Barnes, of all people.
I get that he was in foul trouble early, but the fact that what was considered by the entire league as the best man off the bench in the entire league plays 8 minutes
in
the NBA Finals game.
Yeah, three guys on the Spurs bench played more minutes than Keldon Johnson. Dylan Harper, Harrison Barnes, and Luke Cornett.
And when both De'Aaron Fox and Devin Vassell, both, let's be honest, they both stuck up to join.
Devin
Vassell had a terrible game.
Had a very, very bad game. Stephon Castle did not have a great game either. So Dylan Harper's plus minus was negative, was -5, and De'Aaron Fox's was 0 in that game.
Well, it's also a matter of the Knicks defense where you have to credit that because they made the proper adjustments. You mentioned in the last segment or at the beginning of this one, Champagnie lights out in the first half, was 5 of 6 from 3.
Yep, and then the Knicks adjusted, and
then he didn't get another 3 in the second half.
Right.
Wemby, as great as he is, still shot terribly and was forcing himself to take 3-pointers. We know he is a good 3-point shooter, but he's not taking 9 threes a game. And that's what was happening. That's what their defense was forcing him to do. There's no reason, as great as Josh Hart is, there is no reason on God's green earth that Josh Hart should have more rebounds in a game than Victor Wembanyama.
It's true. But Wemby spends so much time on the perimeter that, I agree with you in the sense that, Wemby needs to not take as many threes.
Wemby needs to remember that he's 7'5", because he can absolutely shoot. I mean, this is the beauty of Victor Wembanyama. The man can do everything.
Yeah.
You also have to make sure. I agree. I mean, it's between him and Jokic as the best player, and it's very quickly turning into Wemby. It is a matter, though, of, hey, Mitchell Robinson is going to muscle you down low. Okay, so when Mitchell Robinson is guarding you, you are running around and trying to tire him out. And then when Cat is guarding you, you need to out-muscle him down low.
Yeah. And that's tough to do because Cat's a strong guy. He's a terrific rebounder, right? I mean, Cat and Mitchell Robinson are both terrific rebounders.
Yes.
And Wemby, I mean, again, Wemby gets a lot of flack because he's 7'4" and he's very, very slight for his height, right? But the reality is that, I saw Wembanyama block shots yesterday that were unbelievable. The Knicks needed to implement a strategy, which was said on the broadcast yesterday, where they needed to get the ball on the glass as quickly as they possibly can so that when Wemby gets there, he'll goaltend because they fully expect him to block the shot.
Yep.
But
he had 1 or 2 goaltends, didn't he?
He did. Right.
Yeah.
I know. And that was the Knicks strategy, and it worked.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I mean, I think Wemby does need to be more physical. I think we saw that in the Oklahoma City series. I think we saw that. And we saw it earlier on in the playoffs with them too. One of the things that was so impressive to me, and one of my favorite things to see in this playoffs, was Wemby not being bullied. Right? The most traditionally bad quality of Wemby right now is that he's thin. But he was he was playing, Josh, like a borderline dirty player. He was kicking people, and he elbowed Naz Reid in the face. And I loved it. I was like, this guy's actually showing some toughness and some physicality, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes, and again, the Knicks came out yesterday with such incredible energy, especially when they show it late in the game, when everybody's fatigued, everybody's banged up, all of that gets thrown in as a factor. But Karl Anthony Towns is a big, strong center who's a great rebounder. I mean, Karl Anthony Towns is just a little bit of a thicker, smaller version of Wembanyama. They have very similar skill sets. Towns isn't nearly as good of a defensive player as Wemby is, but offensively, they're very, very similar. Wemby needs to play with that same physicality that he did against Minnesota, against Oklahoma City. He needs to play with that same sort of, rigor that he does, that he will against the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he needs to show. And that can turn the series around, is if Wemby finds that next gear.
Yeah. He's got to find the gear. And it's a matter of, as you said, game 2 is a must win. And I will go as far as to say, Spurs are not winning game 2. I think Knicks, I think they're definitely going to be better, but I think the Knicks will be too. Because I know the Knicks, their fuel is, hey, we know that they're trying to even it out and they're going to come out guns a-blazing. And the Knicks are going to be prepared for that. Let me try that again. Prepared for that. Why? Because the Hawks were in must-win mode, and what did the Knicks do to them? The Sixers were in must-win mode. What did the Knicks do to them?
Mm-hmm.
The Cavs were in must-win mode. What did the Knicks do to them?
Right.
The Spurs in game 2, to your point, are in must-win mode. What are the Knicks going to do to them?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it makes sense to me. If you break down what this series means, I think for both teams, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it means more to the Knicks than it does to the Spurs. Now, again, I just think the Knicks have more to play for.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
Like the Knicks could bring, there are very few franchises in professional sports, I think, that are longing for a title more than the Knicks are, right? Like, they haven't won since 1971, or what was it, 71 or 73 or something like that?
73 was the last time the Knicks won.
Right? They won in 69 and they won in 73. Like, they haven't won a title in over 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been, for the majority of that time in between, they've been an absolute laughingstock. It's not even like they've gotten close. They have been bad. Like, they had like a year or two of good basketball with Carmelo Anthony. And before that, they had the Ewing Knicks where they were competitive but couldn't ever eclipse Jordan. Now they've got a real shot here.
Yep.
They have something real to play for. The Spurs, believe me, it means something to them too. But the Spurs were a dynasty 7 years ago. Like, it's not that long ago that we saw Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili and Kawhi Leonard in the later years. Like, these guys had a real history. Greg Popovich, that might be the greatest basketball coach of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just feel there's not as much on the line for the Spurs. Plus, the Spurs are so young. Like, they have such a bright future, Josh. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if they were in this exact same position again next year. By this time next year, we could be talking about them in the NBA Finals again.
We're going to be talking about this for the rest of the decade.
Yeah, right. They have such a good young roster.
The West, sorry for every other fan base in the Western Conference, the finals for the rest of this decade is either going to include the Spurs or the Thunder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or the Nuggets, if the Nuggets can find a way to sneak it. You don't think so?
The way
you think Jokic is done?
I don't know if Jokic is done, but they need more than Jokic right now. They need a lot more pieces.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting statement that you just made.
I'm an interesting person.
You pretty much ruled out the Nuggets for the next decade.
If it's this team right now, yes. If they somehow get Giannis, okay, we'll talk again.
What if they got James Harden?
Well, then they're not getting out of the second round.
You don't think that that's the move that'll push them over the top? Pairing Jokic with a veteran like James Harden?
If only there was a track record we can look at.
Yeah, if there was only an experiment that was tried this year.
And then the year before, 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 and then the year before.
It's been about a decade for,
Yeah.
for James Harden, by the way. It's been
Yep.
more than that. I will say that it was still a dreadful trade, though, that Oklahoma City made, trading James Harden for Kevin Martin and everybody else. That was brutally bad. I still don't know why they broke up that group.
I think it still worked out for the Thunder.
It very much did not. Well, I mean, listen, 10 years later, yeah, it worked out. But at the time, it was brutally bad. I mean, breaking up Durant and Westbrook and Harden, I mean, that was, I mean, I don't know that I would have done any of that. That's
well, I can tell you one team that ain't going to break up something in the near future is Wemby, Harper, and Castle. They ain't getting broken up.
No. I was honestly thinking about this yesterday. Like, I wonder how much when is De'Aaron Fox's contract up?
That was actually a topic. So, I also contribute and will appear on our friends at the Sporting Tribunes podcast.
Yeah.
And that was one of our topics we talked about last night was, hey, will De'Aaron Fox be on this team next year? I said yes. Some of the people said no.
No, he will be.
I think he'll be there for at least one more year.
I think he'll be there for a few more years. I'm looking at his contract now. He signed a 4-year, $229 million extension with the Spurs. He's getting paid next year. He's getting paid $51 million.
Yeah.
And then he gets paid $55 million the year after that. And then the year after that, he makes $59 million. The year after that, which is the last year of his contract, in the 2029-2030 season, he will make $63 million.
And by then, he ain't going to be worth anywhere near that.
And by then, he will be, how old is he now?
He'll be like, what, 33?
He is, hold on.
Holding.
He's 28 now. So he'll be 32 or 33.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so around what I was saying, yeah.
He'll be 32.
Yeah.
I don't know. He might be, I mean, it's amazing how much these players have developed where we almost feel like De'Aaron Fox could be expendable to them.
Yeah, right. Like where hey, this all-star who came in to be your facilitator and number 2 option, oh yeah, you can get rid of him.
I mean, look, and I do think the Spurs need him.
Oh, they absolutely do need him. Right now, they 100% need him. Again, he is hurt. There is no question about that. He is trying to be the leader and play hurt.
He looks hurt.
The issue is
nearly as fast as he usually is.
The issue is that costing the Spurs? Is his leadership and determination to still play, is that hindering his team more than helping right now? Mm-hmm. That is the biggest question for the Spurs at this moment.
Would you be the guy that has the balls to say, we're going to start Dylan Harper and bring Fox off the bench?
Is my last name Popovich?
No.
Because then, yes, I would have the balls for that. If my last name is Mitch Johnson, he ain't going to touch that.
If your last name is Mitch Johnson.
If my last name is if my name was Josh Mitch Johnson.
Like Drake May.
Yeah.
That's the greatest nickname in all of sports is Drake May. Drake May.
Yeah. I mean, I will say this. If they do go down 0-2 to the Knicks,
yeah,
I could definitely see them trying to start Dylan Harper in place of De'Aaron Fox for game 3.
The Spurs got to win game 2.
They have to.
They have to win game 2. It is. I would go as far to say the series is over if they lose game 2.
Mm-hmm.
At least in my mind. But it is still the Knicks. They could still blow it. As good as the Knicks are, they still have that Knick energy where they blow things. I don't know. All right. Coming up next, let's change gears to the NFL. Myles Garrett getting traded to the Rams. Who could have saw that coming? That's coming up next.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking the boys, so really the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these four teams right here, or you're like me and you love all four of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all four of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins, and hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials, on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
All right. Hope you're back and relaxed here for Mike and Josh. We're back here exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That is Josh Tariff. It's great to have you.
Hey, as we jump into that, I did find one stat during the break that I wanted to point out to echo what we were just really discussing.
Mm-hmm.
The per 36 for the playoffs this year. Dylan Harper, 18.5 points a game, 7.7 boards, 3.5 assists. De'Aaron Fox, 17.4 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6.4 assists.
So Dylan Harper's
doing better.
He's earning it. So again, it is great to have you kind of wrapping up hour number 1 here of our program. So let's talk about the biggest trade that we've seen in some time for in the NFL. Myles Garrett.
What is that one? What is that? What do you mean? Did a trade happen? I had no idea.
Yeah.
Who'd have thunk it?
Hate to break it to you. Let me just pull up the exact details. Myles Garrett getting traded from the Cleveland Browns to the Los Angeles Rams in exchange for Jared Verse, who's a very solid NFL pass rusher.
He's a great player.
A 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a conditional 2029 third-round pick. It says here that the 2029 third-rounder becomes a 2029 first-round pick if the Rams trade Myles Garrett to another team within the NFC North.
Which won't happen. Which one?
Myles Garrett then also signed a 5-year, $204 million extension with the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be there for a long time. Josh, help me. I can't even. I can't even begin to describe how much this shifts what I think the NFC could look like. Myles Garrett is one of those players where just like he could change everything for your defense. Very few guys have this much impact. Myles Garrett going to the Rams. What are your thoughts here?
Well, you're talking about, a guy who changed impact. There are many NFL experts that will tell you that Myles Garrett is the single best player in the entire league.
Mm-hmm.
So he is at worst one of the top 5 best players in the league.
Right.
And he just broke your sack record on a Cleveland Browns team that, while certainly had a very good defense, couldn't put up any offense, for the season.
Right.
And now you're having the guy who broke the sack record, who is the reigning defensive player of the year, join the team with the reigning MVP, the guy who was second place in offensive player of the year, and who was one of, I don't have their exact rank in front of me, but one of the league leaders in points per game, which also means that their opponents are going to be having to throw the ball more often. And, okay, you're going to have Myles Garrett come after you. Oh, and by the way, if you do somehow get the ball off before Myles Garrett destroys you, you now got Trent McDuffie in your secondary. Well, everyone's forgetting that move happened too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Rams were already, before this trade, the DraftKings betting favorite of winning the Super Bowl. And needless to say, the separation between them and the rest of the field has grown since this trade happened.
Yeah. But if you're a Rams fan, you should be angry because you drafted Ty Simpson instead of Mekhi Lemon.
Shut up. Because you shouldn't. This is even more reason to be okay with it. And I
agree.
And on top of that, there was a tweet I gotta pull up in front of me because I sent it to a buddy of mine, which summed this up even more on how insane this is and what the Rams do with their picks. Because it's one thing, there are teams, we talk about this, teams that will build through their draft or teams that just don't use their draft picks. Mm-hmm. The Rams have figured out the formula of not worrying about their picks.
Right.
So how about this for you? If Ty Simpson doesn't work, if he doesn't develop, well, the Rams, Evan Sideri tweeted this out. This is an actual trade that the Rams could do in 2028 if at that point Stafford's retired and Ty Simpson has not panned out, the Rams could trade Ty Simpson, their 2028 first, 2029 first, and 2030 first for Joe Burrow. That could actually happen. So then you're telling me another guy who's MVP worthy could still join Myles Garrett, who would still be there, Puka Nacua, who would still be there. The rest of their young defense would still be there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It is just a meticulous plan because, again, the Rams don't have to do that futuristic trade because Ty Simpson might emerge just fine. And then you know what? They could do this and either draft players or get somebody else. At that point, they could get Jeremiah Love. Like who knows?
Right.
So the Rams have done something just unfathomable. They have created a team that you create on Madden. And this is to the point where if you're going through the actual simulation, Madden rejects this trade.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's been tested. They rejected this trade. And to the Browns' credit, though, here's the thing. This is not a bad trade for the Browns. They could have got more, but this is not a bad trade at all for the Browns. You still got a defensive stud who is on his rookie contract.
Mm-hmm.
You got another first-round pick next year where if your quarterback situation does not pan out, you got one more you're figuring out, well, then you have this Rams pick plus your own, and you could package something to try to ensure you get Arch Manning next year.
Mm-hmm.
You also then got a second and third because you need to build more pieces. I just still look at this, and I think Sauce Gardner went for 2 first-round picks. Micah Parsons, he went, this trade better than me. Was Quentin Williams 2 first and a third? Is that what it was?
Well, I mean, that's what it ended up being, but he traded to the Packers for 2 first-round picks.
Right. So my point is, here are other very good players, but are not nearly as good as Myles Garrett. And you got more first-round compensation for them as the Browns did for this. Mm-hmm. This was a situation where this is the final straw in the camel's back of the Deshaun Watson contract. Because their contract, they are locked in. They know they can only do so much with the amount of money that Myles Garrett was going to continue to be making.
Mm-hmm.
And they knew this trade was going to happen at some point, and the Rams were probably giving the most out of any team based on what the Browns' cap space was. Because we know when we first heard this trade, the news broke out that it was Jared Verse and draft compensation. We didn't know the draft compensation yet. My initial thought was, well, this has to be 2 first and a second with Jared Verse.
At least, yeah.
And then it ended up being a first, second, a third. This is because of Deshaun Watson's contract. And this was the best that they could get to build pieces and to relieve their cap space from Myles Garrett because they have to pay Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
And again, it's not a bad trade for the Browns. They got good stuff out of this. But for a generational player like Myles Garrett, you could have got so much more.
Deshaun Watson, hold on. So Deshaun Watson, this is the last year of his contract.
Right, but guaranteed money.
It's right. Right. He has roughly a $45 million cap hit. Yeah, and he's making almost $35 million a year this year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Browns cannot wait to be rid of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
So as much as they won't say so, they can't wait.
Right. So again, between him being off the books, now 2 first-round picks next year, and either Shador or Dylan Gabriel or both, depending on how they develop this season, you will have the pieces to be able to trade up and try to get, if not Arch Manning, one of the other top quarterbacks in next year's draft.
Right. Yeah. I mean, listen, it's a plan.
It's a long-term plan for the Browns and short-term domination for the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams have already had the moniker of F them picks, right? So,
Yep.
This is certainly an example of that, even though I will say I think they underpaid. Myles Garrett is worth more than Jared Verse and a first-round pick.
Yes.
He just is. I mean, you got to throw at least another one on top of that, and then you're getting closer. But listen, man, and keep in mind too, Max Crosby was going to go for 2 firsts, and
he still might, for all we know.
And he still might. I very highly doubt at this point he's still getting traded. But I think there obviously is something very physically wrong with Max Crosby, which is why that trade died. But listen, man, I think the Rams looked at what Seattle did last year, right? And they looked at them and they said, listen, we are just not going to let them be like the favorite anymore. Like, we're just not going to let them own the division for another year. And this is what they did. There are very few organizations that you can actually look at and just admire how they're run. And the Rams are one of those organizations. And it's not like they just blow draft picks. They use them really, really well.
Look at Puka Nacua. Look at Kyron Williams. These are all. And by the way, you're talking about that. This literally popped up on my Twitter feed just now. I don't know. I guess this was said yesterday. I have no idea the credibility of this Twitter account, but it's called Football Crave. Mm-hmm. And apparently Dillon Gabriel was being interviewed, and he was asked about Jared Verse wearing number 8, which was his number last year. And allegedly, I have to hear the audio, but Dillon Gabriel said, yeah, I was kind of hoping he would pay me for my number, but then he just started wearing it in practice.
Then he just started wearing it that's hysterical.
I need to know if this is
real,
legit.
That is so funny. That is so funny.
Because you want to talk about you were just complimenting the Rams front office and what they're doing. Jared Verse shows up and this is what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh boy.
I love it. So who won? Who won the trade, Josh?
Is that a trick question?
Sure. If that's your answer, then yeah.
I mean, sure. It's clearly the Rams have clearly won this trade.
Yeah, but what if
I'll say this.
What if Myles Garrett breaks his fibula or something, and then
don't even put that out in the atmosphere, dude. That's not cool. I will say this though. If this can result in the Browns getting Arch Manning next year, then both teams win.
You keep saying Arch Manning as if it's definitely going to be Arch Manning.
I'm not saying Arch Manning. It might not be.
What if it's Lenoris Sellers or something?
I don't think the Browns would be happy with that. Well, the Browns fans won't be happy with that.
Well, what I'm saying is, what if Lenoris Sellers ends up becoming the top QB prospect over Arch Manning?
Well, he might be, but the Browns will trade up to the spot to get Arch Manning.
But how do you know it'll be Arch Manning?
I don't. But that's just who they're going to take solely for the name.
Oh, man. All right.
His last name's Manning. What could possibly go wrong?
You're right. That's true. That's true. The lineage is just too deep. Anyway, hour 2 coming up next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
You know, like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son.
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em. and watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
You need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some CanFan merch.
Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up! Buckle up!
Alrighty, we are
Mike and Josh.
back.
Mike and Josh.
I'm Mike.
Mike and Josh. Mike and Josh.
Great to have you.
It's great to have you.
Let's run it back. Run it back.
I'm making another. I am making another 82-0 team as we speak. And I'm feeling good. I'll run through the team that I got right now. I have Mavs Luka. I have Walt Clyde Frazier. I have current Shea. I have Minnesota Kevin Garnett and Minnesota Kevin Love.
Wow.
And I finished 70-12.
Well, now that you're doing it, I'm now doing it.
Because at the end of this hour, we're going to be showing all of you what we're doing. Because it's just madness and wonderful.
Ooh, I got the Wizards in the 80s. Yuck.
I will win this round.
Here. Portland in the 80s. That's much better. Let's see. Clyde Drexler.
Oh, yeah, you'll get Clyde. You'll get Drexler.
Clyde Drexler.
Yeah, you'll get the Clyde.
I got his autograph once.
Do you still have it?
I do.
On a card or on what?
He signed a basketball.
Oh, that's a good thing to do.
Like a little paneled basketball.
You should get it authenticated.
I probably should get it authenticated. Yeah. I also got a Tony Dorsett autographed mini helmet. I will take Kareem at center, and let's see who my point guard is going to be. Oh, the Clippers. Respin the era. Better. There we go. Chris Paul. Let's see how good this team goes. Boom. Oh, wow. Wow.
What?
77-5.
Wait, so what's this roster?
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Clippers, Chris Paul. Portland, Clyde Drexler.
80s Clyde Drexler, yeah.
Yeah. Jason Tatum, Tim Duncan, and Bucks Kareem.
Yeah, that should be dominant.
That's nasty.
All right. Well, we know what our number is to beat. 77-5 now.
77-5.
Oh boy. All right. Well, you know what might be better than 77-5?
What?
It might be whatever record the LA Rams have this season. I know at the end of hour 1, we already touched on adding Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
But now, since Myles Garrett came, all the talk is, can Aaron Donald come out of retirement and join them?
Yeah, right.
And have a line with Myles Garrett and Aaron Donald next to each other.
Look, so here's my deal with Aaron Donald. I think, first of all, I think it's unlikely that Aaron Donald comes back. Aaron Donald's 35 years old. It's been 3 years since he's played. Now, granted, when he was still playing, he was still great. But I want to make something pretty clear. I think if Aaron Donald does come back, we are not getting the same dominant Aaron Donald that we are used to seeing. I just don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think 3 years separated from the game can do a lot to a player. And I don't think Aaron Donald is going to be the same guy coming back. I just don't. Call me a hater. Calls me a hater. But that's what I think.
Is he going to be the most dominant defensive player in the league? No, of course not. I
don't think it'll be the scary tandem that people think it'll be. He'll be a good defensive tackle if he comes back.
He would still, I think, get between 5-6 sacks. And just be such an intimidating presence with everything else. I mean, if you were to add him as well,
mm-hmm.
Who the hell are the Rams losing to if everyone's playing and healthy?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think, honestly, today, there's no doubt the Rams are, on paper, the best team in the NFL. Today, even without Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
I still think that division's very, very good. Seattle is still very good. I still think that San Francisco is really good. I'm telling you, the NFC is deep. I don't.
Oh, it's insane. It's insane how deep it is. Yeah.
There's a lot of good. I expect the Eagles to take a step back, but I don't think the Eagles are going to be a bad team. I think the Cowboys are going to be pretty good this year. If they can play any semblance of defense, I think the Cowboys are going to be good this year. The entire NFC North is good. What if, let's just say, for example, that Kyler Murray comes in and shows signs of his previous self with Kevin O'Connell and that Vikings roster, which is not bad.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like the Viking. If Kyler Murray actually turns into a real player, I got news for the Vikings could win that division.
I'm not going that far.
I would go that far. If Kyler Murray actually plays well, the Vikings have a good roster. You're not telling me that they couldn't win that division in that bloodbath where they all are beating the hell out of each other?
No.
I
I don't think they're good.
I mean,
and I do just want to point out one thing though, where I mean, like the Vikings, they're hoping that they could pull off an unthinkable and then have something to brag about. I want to show this that just popped up on my feed. So one thing that we didn't talk about with last night's game 1 between the Spurs and Knicks was that fan late in the game who ran onto the court to try to take a selfie with Victor Wembanyama. And I now have the actual photo of the selfie that he took. And I am going to show you right now as it loads up here. This is what he went on the court for. He couldn't get him in the goddamn photo.
Well, he's banned from NBA games now, right? Like,
yes,
he's not even allowed
and the person that was like accompanying him, as like accomplice. They're both banned from all NBA events. But it's like the goal to try to run on the court to get a selfie with Wembanyama in the middle of the game, and you don't even get his face because you are underestimating how tall he is.
Yeah, right.
I just found that hilarious.
That is hysterically funny. That is hysterically funny. His face is at Wemby's number. That's
right.
Too good.
With and ironically, the sponsor of the Spurs, Self.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. I don't know. Sometimes the universe just makes sense. I don't know. All right, Josh. So AJ Brown got traded to the New England Patriots. I think that this was something that a lot of people could have seen coming, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, all the drama with Diana Rossini and everything like that was kind of that was, I think, part of it. But there was obviously some noise within the building with AJ Brown that he was unhappy in Philadelphia. There was obviously some tension, I think, there. AJ Brown, I mean, listen, as a Cowboy fan, I'm glad to see him gone. I am. But how do you think this impacts? Let's start from the Patriots' perspective, right? They're the ones getting the star player. What do we think about this from a New England Patriots perspective? AJ Brown heading over to New England.
It's outstanding. And it's outstanding, especially in the fact that they did not give up much at all to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah, AJ Brown definitely had a down year last year. And, you could chalk it up to a number of different things. But the fact of the matter is, until further notice, AJ Brown is still one of the top 10 wide receivers in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And the Patriots were just in the Super Bowl. And what they were really missing were consistent targets for Drake May to throw to.
Mm-hmm.
So you pick up Romeo Doubs in free agency as a real good number 2. And now you get AJ Brown for a first-round pick, which we know is going to be somewhere in the mid-20s based on how the Patriots are.
Right.
And a 5th, and that's all you get. And that's because there was so much dissension with A.J. Brown. The Patriots just like, look, we're going to be the only team that's going to offer you a first-round pick to get A.J. Brown off your hands.
Right.
We might as well lock this up because no one wants to try to put up with this except the Patriots.
Right.
So I think it is a dynamite move for New England. If A.J. Brown is 80% of what he was in 2024, this is an absolute win for the Patriots.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. I mean, I think A.J. Brown last year had slightly over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 78 catches. I mean, he was still productive.
Yeah.
I think the days of seeing him as a 1,500-yard receiver are probably over. But I do think that he's going to be playing with a better quarterback, right? Like Drake May at this point is better than Jalen Hurts.
Ooh. Ooh, I like that take.
Is that?
I think that could be considered a hot take. Drake May realistically has had 1 year, one good year.
Right. So has Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts had a few.
I mean, like Drake May last year completed 72% of his throws, which led the league.
Yep.
Threw for 4,400 yards, 31 touchdowns, 8 picks. What is Jalen Hurts' best year? Jalen Hurts, and again, I get that Jalen Hurts runs too. Jalen Hurts' best year was what? I don't know. Was it?
Oh, I thought you were looking it up.
Was it 2022?
I'd have to look up the numbers.
No. I'm looking at it now. Oh. I'm deciding of which of these is his best year. 2022, he completed 66.5% of his throws for 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 6 picks. His career, Jalen Hurts' career high in passing touchdowns is 25. And it was last year. That was his career high. So, listen, and obviously him as a runner is obviously a big part of his game. He ran in 2022, which is, again, what I'm considering his best year. He ran for 760 yards, and he ran for 13 touchdowns. Again, so much of his touchdowns come from goal line, tush-push sort of stuff. But I think as a pure thrower of the football, I think A.J. Brown is getting a better quarterback. Listen, I think the situation for A.J. Brown is better in New England.
Oh, the situation's definitely better.
Situation's better. I think there's a better coach in New England now. I think that, again, I still think the quarterback is there for him. I just do. So I like it. I like the situation better for him.
Well, and I will say this about the Eagles, and I have a feeling this is going to put a smile on your face. So I know it's probably still a little early for like any bold NFL predictions and takes and whatnot.
Never too early.
But I'm going on the record right now, right here, right now, and saying this trade that the Eagles just made is going to result in the Eagles missing the playoffs this year.
Wow. And me saying Drake May is better than Jalen Hurts is a hot take?
Yeah. I'm not, because it's going to be a combination of a number of things. Devontae Smith, who I do feel is one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL, is finally getting a shot to be the number one.
Mm-hmm.
Something's going to happen with this Eagles team because that offensive line is getting old.
Yeah.
Their defense is great. The offensive line is getting old. It's another year that you're going to be trying to rely heavily on Saquon.
Yeah.
Because you're relying more on Saquon, you will have to throw it more. And while I will make the argument that I do think Jalen Hurts might have a better arm than Drake May, it's neck and neck. There's one less target for him to throw to now. One less very, very good talent for him to throw to.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys have gotten better. The Commanders have gotten healthy. And the Giants, while the Giants are still not a playoff team by any means, they have absolutely gotten better and obviously better coaching and will be much better.
I think the Giants' defense next year could be pretty good.
Giants' defense and their offense has certainly improved, being that they're healthy. Add an Isaiah Likely with Theo Johnson, 2 tight end best friend for Jackson Dart.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think the Eagles might not reach double-digit wins and will probably be the first team out for the NFC playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, I think what you said is not totally crazy in the sense that, like, next year could be a very, like, turning point year for the Eagles.
Yes.
Right? Could very easily be a turning point for the Eagles. I think it's possible that if the Eagles don't perform, you could see Nick Sirianni get fired. Like, there could be a lot of shifting next year if the Eagles are not, or what you're saying, right? Like, they just miss out. Because I certainly think the Cowboys right now are the favorite in that division. I just do, right? I think if the Cowboys play, like I said, any semblance of defense, and they've certainly made the efforts of trying to improve that defense over this offseason, I think the Cowboys right now are the favorite in that division. But yeah, I mean, listen, I think the Eagles over the past several years have become, I think, progressively more dysfunctional as an organization.
Right.
Right. Like, it just feels like every year there seems to be another layer of things not going the way that they should. Right. Players being unhappy, coaching questions, things of that nature, where it just feels like, all right, this is not the culture that we're used to seeing, because again, a couple of years ago, Josh, we were talking about the Eagles like the way we talk about the Rams after they made the Myles Garrett trade, right? Like, how well they're run as an organization. And that doesn't take anything away from Howie Roseman, who very well could easily be the best general manager in the sport. But it does seem like there's a tide shifting in Philadelphia right now.
Yep.
And this kind of like symbolizes that. Could this be the beginning of like a downturn for the Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a real question that you have to ask.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up next, Josh, you're going to like this next one. Did we hear that the Orlando Magic have hired a new coach? And I think Stuff the Magic Dragon is among the happiest of dragons in Dragonland or Orlando or wherever they come from. Anyway, we'll be back next.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
Like Canadian fan. And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans. We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off, throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch.
Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
Cowboys Nation, what up? It's your boy EJ Savage over here at Boys in the Zone, where it's everything Cowboys related, from the latest news, off-season talk like training camp and draft analysis, and of course, during season game breakdowns and commentary. Would love to see you in the chat kicking it with myself and other members of Cowboys Nation, whether it be a guest that I myself bring in, or a Cowboys fan forum videos where I bring you guys on, or even other chat members. We're always live on Twitter and YouTube talking the boys, so really the only thing left to say is, how about them Cowboys? See you there. Peace.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Tim Barnett, and welcome into the Boston Sports Summit. If you're a fan of any of these four teams right here, or you're like me and you love all four of them and you follow them religiously, you're a big fan, this is the show for you. The big thing with this is real commentary and authenticity. I'm going to tell you like it is. If we're great, then we're great. But if we suck, I'm going to tell you that we suck and we need to improve. I'm also not afraid to call out our ownership or front office for making bad decisions, just like I'm not afraid to call out our coaches or our players for screwing some things up or doing great. All right? Because that's what this show is all about. It's about authenticity. So listen, if you're a fan of any of these teams or you're a fan of all four of them, check me out, the Boston Sports Summit, every Wednesday, live at 7 p.m., and it's electric, all right? We're going to go into some great detail about the Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and even the Bruins. And hey, you might even get a guest appearance from my little puppy here. So, it's a great show. Don't forget to tune in every Wednesday, 7 p.m. You can also follow me on all socials on Instagram, X, and YouTube, Boston Sports Summit. So check us out. It's a great show. It's a great time. Hope to see you there. God bless.
What's going on, y'all? It's Arthur Hurst from the Grid Network, letting y'all know to check out the Saturday morning tailgate starting at 10 Eastern every Saturday. Check us out on YouTube, X, Instagram, wherever you get your podcasts. Tune in for some humor, some great analytics between me, my boy Bryson, and Tim. Again, Saturday morning tailgate every Saturday at 10 Eastern on the Grid Network. See y'all there.
Welcome back to Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network. I'm Mike Guido. That's Josh Tariff looking extremely serious and
I was trying to build another team, and I'm coming nowhere. I'm coming nowhere close to 77-5. So this one I knew was not good. I had to end up with Maurice Cheeks, John Havlicek, Rick Barry, Jason Tatum, and Joel Embiid. It was still a 62-win team, but nowhere close.
Yeah, not what we're looking for.
No, we strive for perfection here on the Mike and Josh show.
We do. All right, so Josh, I don't want to spend too long on this because I need to leave plenty of room for the 82-0 game. But I figured I would throw you a bone a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
And let you talk about the Orlando Magic, them hiring a new head coach, obviously them firing Jamal Mosley after their playoff loss earlier in the playoffs. And now they go and hire Spurs assistant Sean Sweeney, who, again, is very highly sought after in the coaching circle. Listen, by all accounts, it looks like this is a really solid hire for the Magic, but Josh, obviously, this is a much more important segment for you. So what do you make right now of the Orlando Magic hiring Sean Sweeney as their new head coach?
Mr. Sweeney, coach, on behalf of the Orlando Magic, I know you're still busy because you're in an NBA Finals, And I love that you're still busy with an NBA final so you can bring that knowledge and experience and strategic influence to the state of Florida, in the city that is not Miami. I welcome you with open arms to my team because you are already a very good defensive mind, which is going to help catapult our defense, which has already been one of the top total defenses in the league. It will turn them up to another level. But on top of that, you are one of the coaches that has been responsible for developing not just Giannis, not just Luka, but Victor Wembanyama as well.
So what might he do for Paolo Banchero?
And Franz, and Suggs, and Bane. I'm so excited that Paolo and Suggs and Bane. Oh my! I am really excited about it because I know we were talking on this show about, are they going to bring in a vet head coach, someone with some experience? And it's like, all right, maybe Budenholzer could work. I did not want Billy Donovan, and he was the obvious favorite. They interviewed Jeff Van Gundy. I wasn't crazy about that thought. I was intrigued at the possibility of Jason Kidd, just again, as far as guidance with the guard position,
right,
and all that. But this is the type of coach who knows how to work with depth and youth and to develop stars, because he is 3 of the 5 best players in the NBA he helped develop.
Yeah.
Yep. Is there another coach in a league that can say that? I don't think there is.
I don't know that there is either.
So I think this is an absolute home run hire for the Magic. And again, to top it off, the fact that he is coaching in the finals to help understand the atmosphere and the pressure that it takes is only going to benefit more, regardless of whether the Spurs win or lose. So I also had just for fun, and I have no knowledge or facts behind this at all. This is just me for fun wearing a tinfoil hat to create chaos in conspiracy theories. So just take it as you will. Again, this is just me spitting things out. I have no knowledge of this whatsoever. Yep. I'm playing around. So no one take this the wrong way. When Sean Sweeney agreed to take this position, which was, over the last week-ish or so, Wemby's numbers, particularly in the rebounds and shot blocks, has gone down a little bit. I'm starting to feel that Coach Mitch Johnson of the San Antonio Spurs is just like, hey, you're trying to leave us? Well, I'm going to show why I'm the real coach on this team. And Sean Sweeney is like, all right, go ahead. I'll just sit here. And Wemby's numbers have started going down a little bit.
That is definitely tinfoil hat.
Oh, it's absolutely tinfoil hat. There's no proof to any of that pudding. I just want it to be for fun and think, hey, Sean Sweeney is what makes or breaks Victor Wembanyama.
Listen, you'd love to think that.
I would love to think that. But at least for this postseason, we know Wemby's going to be fine, whoever's coaching him.
Well, here's the thing. So this is obviously an amazing hire by the Magic. It's obviously an amazing hire. He is going to be a resounding success in my mind. Listen, the Magic have, I think, one of the better young cores in the NBA that doesn't often get talked about. He's going to be going there already with a star in the making with Paolo Banchero. There are certainly pieces around him that make this team competitive, right? The Franz Wagners, the Desmond Baines, Suggs, Anthony Black, Wendell Carter. Like, there are pieces on this team that work. So he is not going into this with a blank slate. This is nothing. He is not taking a full or he's not taking a team, tearing it down, and then building up something new. He is taking something that is already working and trying to make it better. And that is certainly what I think the Orlando Magic need.
Mm-hmm.
So this, I think, is a perfect hire for them for the purpose of, Josh, we talked about it a lot. How do you know which coach is the guy to take you to the next step?
Right.
It's so hard to kind of determine who that coach is going to be.
Who is your Steve Kerr to your Mark Jackson?
Right, exactly. And I think Sean Sweeney could very easily be that guy to get them over the hump.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan. I think it's a great hire by the Magic.
I do too. And I can't wait for them to get to the finals, to lose to either the Spurs or Thunder, because as we already addressed on the show, it's going to be the Spurs or Thunder for the rest of the decade.
But who knows? Maybe the Magic will trade Jalen Suggs and Anthony Black for Jalen Brunson and then, roll that way.
I will accept that trade. I will absolutely accept that trade.
I'm sure you would.
Well, what I found, and I found this comical because, again, no way do I feel that this is remotely happening. But as soon as Sweeney got announced as the coach, all of a sudden the internet started running rampant of rumors that now the Magic could be a front runner for Giannis since he's got such a good relationship with Sean Sweeney.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I don't either, because you would have to give up either Paolo or Franz plus other stuff, obviously, to get him. And I don't think that's the right idea to mess with this core like that at all.
I just don't. Yeah, that's not the right.
As great as Giannis is, I don't think that's the right idea to gel with this team.
Yep. I agree.
Now, again, someone like Jalen Brunson, that might work.
I know that kind of tickles your,
because I'm sure the Knicks will gladly trade the Knicks' most inspirational player of the last 30 years.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have no problem parting ways with him for Jalen Suggs and Jet Howard.
Yeah, I mean, what's to say that they haven't already had those conversations, Josh?
Right now, the conversation is: do they also have to throw in Jonathan Isaac?
Which you would love.
Yep. I've wanted Isaac off my team for at least like 5 years now.
Listen, I understand. I understand. I'm still amazed at how wrong I was about him in the draft, but that many years ago. I also didn't think it was a great fit for him when the Magic drafted him either. So let's just say I think it's both their faults.
To put him next to Mo Bamba.
To put him next to Mo and Aaron Gordon at the time too, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it didn't make sense at all.
And Mo Bamba and Jonathan were identical builds. Like they were physically the same person.
All lanky.
Yeah.
Right.
They were physically the same exact person.
Yeah, they were right. They were very, very similar in that respect. All right. The time has come.
You mean
when we come back, can Mike and Josh go 82-0? We'll be back in a minute.
What up, Cowboys Nation? We are Cowboys Can Fan.
Like Canadian fan.
And we're big Dallas Cowboy fans.
We live stream every Dallas Cowboys game with our unapologetic, intoxicated play-by-play and color commentary, and we guarantee you won't find anything like this anywhere else.
We do that in the ring together?
We told you not so bland was here to stay, baby.
And if you like to have a couple cold ones,
Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em, son. Crack 'em if you got 'em. And watch the Dallas Cowboys play football.
you need to join us 1 hour before the Cowboys kick off. Throw your score prediction in our live chat, and if you're right, guess what? We'll send you a shirt, some Can Fan merch.
Click the link, check us out, and subscribe if you like what we do.
Oh, and remember, BYOB.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Bring your own boosh.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Bryson Carver, and I'm the host of the Carving It Up podcast right here on the Grid Network, as well as my own personal YouTube channel, Carving It Up with Bryson Carver. On my show, talk about a number of the biggest topics in the world of sports, as well as culture and entertainment, and I include special segments such as Bryson's Best 10, The Ball View, and one of my favorites, Carving Up the Context. I also like to invite special guests on the show to get different insights and perspectives on topics, and most importantly, I love to hear from you, the audience, in the chat below. So check out Carving It Up 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Check the show out anywhere you get your podcasts as well as on the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys.
Alex Rodriguez is coming out with a documentary, and it goes into detail. Like, he's never talked about the steroid part of it and all the pressure. You will do a lot more desperate things to try to stay relevant, and you can see that he was straining to be this person that he wasn't, instead of just being the person that he always should have been. Just, I'm Alex Rodriguez, because of imposter syndrome. He had to be somebody that he wasn't. Goes to the Yankees, gets another big fucking contract. I empathize with that, because when you're this great player and people are looking at you and they're looking through you, it makes you realize that maybe Alex doesn't matter. I have to be A-Rod.
Yo, this is Barry Grant Jr. I want to give a big shout out to Mike and Josh, and be on the lookout for more clips from All Even Podcast.
This is Patrick L. Brown, lead journalist here at the Grid Network, reminding you to make sure that you check out all of the latest articles over on the Grid's webpage under the blog section. There you will find the hottest takes in sports, mixed in with some mental health articles as well. Dare to be different? Enter the Grid, your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. As I always say, stay tuned.
Boy, did I leave us enough time to try to go 82-0, Josh.
We're just gonna play around in this final segment. So you've been hearing us tease and talk about this all episode, but if you haven't heard about this, like, it's gotta become like a Pulitzer or Nobel Prize winning type website at this point already in just a few days.
Yeah.
Some magical human being came up with the site called 82and0.com. So 82, the number's 82-0.com, where you can go on there and it will randomly scramble every NBA team in every era that they recorded the stats of points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. So from the 1960s until today. And it will scramble any team within that decade. You will then pick a player and you will have whatever their average stats were for that team during that decade. And based on their algorithms, you build a starting lineup, and the goal is to try to have your team go 82-0.
So we've gone through the liberty of doing it like this.
Yes.
Where you can see exactly what we are doing. So, Josh, let's play around a little bit.
Yeah. Now before you go, to explain, if you're watching right now, you have two options of modes to do. There's the classic mode, where then when you're getting your choices of players, it is providing you their stats already in front of you, so then you could choose on whoever you think was the best player. Mm-hmm. And then there's Hoops IQ, where the players just show up in alphabetical order, and now you could sort it by position, but that's all you get. You don't get any of their stats, so it's a true test of your basketball and ball knowledge. So your boys, we play Hoop IQ. Because we need to prove our knowledge. Now, during the show, if you heard earlier, Mike pulled off a roster that got an incredibly impressive record of 77-5. Our goal is to try to break that. Now, let me ask you, Mike, are we going to be working together, or are we just going to take turns and see who gets the best one?
I feel like we should try to work together.
Okay.
I feel
Teamwork
like
makes the dream work.
Right. I think we can do better in those instances. So
All right.
let's try it. So
All right, here's our first
spin.
one.
Our first spin is the Clippers in the 2010s. So
to me, that just screams Chris Paul or Blake Griffin.
Or Blake Griffin. Right. I mean, you could go with Brandon Bass, but
former Orlando Magic great.
Yeah, who is not a terrible role player, by the way. It's so funny.
Jamal Crawford is there too.
Jamal Crawford is there. I think the reality.
Lou Williams, the multi-time sixth man of the year.
Landry Shamet is here also.
Well, if it was 2026 playoff Landry Shamet, then yes, we would choose that in a heartbeat.
Montrezl Harrell. There you go.
Every single player from the Clippers in the 2010s is listed.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is on this list.
That ain't the Shea that you'd be thinking you'd be getting.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah, right. You're not. So I agree with you, Josh, that I think our two choices here really are Blake Griffin or Chris Paul. So what do you think? What do you think is the smarter choice at this point?
I think we'll go with Chris Paul.
Okay.
For this one. I'll say we go with Chris Paul. He's listed as our point guard. Also, so you know, if you have not played this yet, you have the option to make one respin of the team or one respin of the era during your formation.
So we just spun the Philadelphia 76ers in the 90s.
Well, to me, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah. AI, I think.
AI at the 2.
AI at the 2 is likely the most reasonable selection. This was late Charles Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's any that we could be forgetting here. How about that? Jaren Jackson. No.
Larry Hughes as a Sixer wasn't.
Larry Hughes was solid.
Yeah.
Manute Bol, if we wanted to just go pure size.
Mm-hmm. But that's not what the game's about.
Nope. Moses Malone. This was, again, super late Moses
Malone. The end of Moses Malone.
Yeah, the very late Moses Malone. Yeah, I think we are locked in here for
Tyrone Hill was an all-star one year as a member of the Sixers. But no, it's clearly Allen Iverson there.
So Chris Paul and Allen Iverson, very skilled, but very small backcourt.
But when it comes to points and assists and everything, that is pretty.
So Washington in the 70s.
This could be bad.
So I think you've got some options here. Elvin Hayes is in here. I would imagine that Wes Unseld is here too.
I mean, I was thinking Wes is probably our best option here for the center, unless we wanted to try one of the respins. I think we might be going with Wes Unseld as our center.
Earl Monroe also is not a terrible option either.
But he is a guard, and our guards have been taken.
You're right. We can't take him. So yeah, I would say either Elvin Hayes or Wes Unseld, or if we want to respin it, we could respin it.
But then we have the choice of, are we respinning the team, or are we respinning the air, or are we just going to waste both respins?
Right.
I think we go Unseld.
I think Wes Unseld is the spot here too. Let's go Wes Unseld at center. This is not going to be an 82-0 team, but
it is not. But this is our first one. This is our warm up together. This is our first one together.
Alex English right up top is very solid.
I think you should just stop looking. I think it's Alex English at the 3.
Dan Issel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Alex English at the 3.
All right, so all that's left is our power forward.
And we get Boston in the 2020s. So
we get Jason Tatum. All right. So before you click him, or before you click on him, let's try to guess what this team's record will be. I agree. It ain't going to beat 77-5.
I think it's going to be 60. I think it's going to be like 68-14.
I think it's going to be less, but I think it's going to be like 65.
Let's see. 65.
Boom.
Look at you. 65-17.
Who knows ball?
So how do we do? So Wes Unseld was the killer. Wes Unseld was the killer.
Well, I mean, he had 14 boards.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, points, he was definitely easily the lowest one.
All right, let's see if we can do a little better, Josh. So 65 and 17 is our first spin.
We're going to beat
Denver
that.
in the 2010s.
So that was the very beginning of Jokic.
This was the very beginning of Jokic. This is not MVP Jokic yet.
Yeah.
Aaron Aflalo, obviously.
And it was late Carmelo. Because he came back at the end.
Carmelo Anthony might be reasonable to pick here, though. I'm not against taking Carmelo Anthony.
There was Chauncey Billups in there too.
Chauncey Billups is not bad. I think it's still a little early for Jamal Murray.
Agreed.
Let's see here. Kenneth Faried.
I loved Kenneth Faried.
I know.
He was one of my favorite players at that time.
I loved the way he played the game. I do.
I mean, we could pick Richard Jefferson just in hopes that he quotes this clip on TikTok.
We could. Ty Lawson. I mean, I think.
Are we going to go with Carmelo and roll the dice with this Carmelo?
I think we have to go with Carmelo Anthony.
All right. This is the end of Carmelo. We're towards the end.
Denver. In Denver.
Yeah.
But yes. All right. Let's respin it. Oklahoma City. So this is
really Seattle in the 80s.
Seattle in the 80s. I mean, you've got guys here. I mean,
David Thompson.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not crazy about this at all.
Yeah, this might not be.
I think this is worth respinning for the era.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's use our era respin.
Respin the era. 70s.
And we got worse. And we just got worse. So.
Oh, goodness gracious. Dennis Johnson.
Now, and again, let people that are listening, we do not see, we chose the option where we are not seeing any stats. So we are looking at like 80% of these players we have never heard of. Lenny Wilkins.
I mean,
Paul Silas.
Paul Silas is, I don't know. I'm trying to think of who. I mean, at this point, I'm looking at Dennis Johnson. I'm looking at Jack Sikma.
I think it's either going to be Paul Silas or Jack Sikma will be our best option.
I think I'm going to take Jack Sikma.
Are we going to put him at the 4 or the 5?
Right now, let's put him at the 5. We'll see what we get. All right, let's spin. That's a tough pull.
Yeah,
Houston in the 80s.
Now we're going to move Jack Sikma to the 4.
Move Jack Sikma to the 4. We're going to take Hakeem Olajuwon.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Hakeem Olajuwon goes to center.
All right, we need our guards.
Phoenix in the 2010s.
Get you MVP Steve Nash.
Yeah, Steve Nash. Let's go get Steve Nash. And then one more spin. Toronto in the 10s. This is going to be Kawhi Leonard. Actually, no, it can't.
Or it could be DeMar DeRozan.
It could be DeMar DeRozan. It would let us put Kawhi at the 2.
Well, so we could now before whichever one we choose. Between the 2, yeah, I would say Kawhi.
Or do we want to respin the team?
Respin a different team in the 2010s? I mean, the Raptors were a playoff team and won a title in the 2010s.
Right, exactly.
It's going to be tough to do better.
All right, I'm going to take Kawhi.
Yeah.
So far, Josh, I just don't think we're doing too hot. Yeah, we got worse. 63 and 19.
Well, the Jack Sikma move was probably the one that cost us there.
And Steve Nash, kind of.
What years did he win MVP?
I think he won MVP earlier than that.
Was it before that? Oh, now I got to look it
sure.
up.
But I don't know that would have helped us in a major way anyway. But see, like Carmelo Anthony averaged 27 a game still with the Nuggets. So,
yeah, he won in 2004 and 2005. Yeah, we were way off with that.
All right. Respin. Let's see if we can do better here. Houston.
Right. 90s. So that's Hakeem. That's definitely still Hakeem.
This is still Olajuwon. All right, so we have our center.
Now, those of you that listen to or that are basketball fans, you do this one time, you'll understand why Mike and I are obsessed with this game. Because we just love random basketball players and knowledge and fantasy to build them.
Yeah.
This is a basketball nerds paradise website right here.
It really is.
Yeah. What do we got now? Philly in the 10s?
2010s Philly. Jimmy Butler is not terrible.
No, it's not.
We can't take Embiid.
Yeah, because both Embiid and Elijah Moore are only listed at center, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay.
I'm trying to think here. Michael Carter Williams. There you go.
Hey, rookie of the year.
Robert Covington. We just wanted if we were actually building a real basketball team, Robert.
Actually,
Covington.
you know what we could do? We should try to build the worst possible team.
Yeah,
that might be even more fun. Yeah,
maybe our last team will try to do that.
We'll just try to build the worst one possible.
Allen Iverson
in the 2010s.
At that point, right?
That's when he came back to the team as his farewell.
Right. Iguodala is not terrible, but I'm
thinking based with these options. I'm leaning towards Butler.
I think I like Jimmy Butler, unless we want to respin it. We could respin this, but it's up to you.
Do we do it? But so if we do the respin, are we going to respin the team or the era?
I almost feel like we respin the team.
Okay, let's respin the team.
I'm going to respin the team. Miami.
Good choice.
We got LeBron.
Good choice.
All right, so that's LeBron James. Small forward.
By the way, LeBron is listed for every position.
Every position.
Which is just hilarious to me.
Which is hysterical because he's the greatest of all time. Anyway, another spin. Utah in the 2000s.
Was Malone still there? Malone was still there.
Was Malone a Laker by that point? Darren Williams.
Another one that you passed was Carlos Boozer.
Boozer is not bad.
Deron Williams was nasty.
I do like Darren Williams.
The end of
is here. Malone is here.
And, it's towards the end of their careers, but they both were still delivering for at least part of the decade.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know that I'm against going with Karl Malone.
I think he still might be the best option. Because the Jazz last trip to the finals was in '98. This is the 2000s. So Malone was still a very good player for at least those first couple of years.
I'm going to take Malone. I think we take Malone. You good with taking Malone?
I am.
All right. So far, I think we're killing it.
So far, we have Hakeem, Karl Malone, and LeBron.
This is Steph Curry.
Golden State in the 20s. Okay, that's Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
All right, we're on the verge.
Be careful, I don't take the wrong one.
Yeah, take the correct Curry.
All right. Steph Curry.
Depending on the shooting guard, it's really going to come down to what Malone's stats were in the 2000s.
Brooklyn in the 90s.
Shooting guard. So if you just click on the G, you look at just the guards. Now, we do still have the option of respinning for an era. We'd be stuck with the Nets no matter what.
Drazen Petrovic is not awful.
He was great.
Kenny Anderson, Kerry Kittles is not awful.
Petrovic is better than them.
Yep, definitely.
So really our choice is Marbury. Early Marbury.
Early Marbury. Yeah. I don't know
that
I'm there with
Marbury. So we either go with Petrovic or we roll the dice and go to a different era of the Nets. And we hope for either the 2000s or 2010s version of the Nets.
Right, where we could get like Vince Carter
or Jason Kidd or James Harden.
Right.
Or we go with Petrovic and see what happens.
Or we take Petrovic, right. I don't know. What do you think?
I want to see Petrovic's numbers. He was so good, and unfortunately passed away. He was going to be an all-star.
Wow.
67 and 15. Not bad at all.
67 and 15.
Petrovic, He was fine. Petrovic was the worst of our lineup, but he was still 19 points a game.
Yeah. 19 point. Right.
All right, we have time to do one more quickly. Let's make the worst possible team that we could. So this means we're going to pick players that we've never heard of. We got Atlanta in the 80s. Who is a player that we never heard of on the Hawks in the 80s? Who is John Drew?
We're taking John Drew.
At power forward is John Drew. No idea who that is.
Cleveland in the 80s.
Okay. Someone that we've never heard. Chad Clinch? Was that the guy's name?
Chad Kinch.
Kinch. Have you heard of him? You're the Cavs guy.
Nope.
Okay. Charlotte.
This will be easy.
And these players will know. We'll just, okay, who's the really bad one?
Desagana Jop.
He was pretty bad.
He was bad.
That's our center. That's our starting center.
Lakers in the 70s.
Okay.
This was before the Lakers got pretty good.
Right. This was the Elgin Baylor-led Lakers.
Right. Gail Goodrich.
So we need a point guard or a small forward.
How about Lucius Allen?
Or Mike Lynn. Who the hell is Mike Lynn?
Mike Lynn. That wins.
And then our point guard will be Denver from the 2000s.
Nope.
Anthony Goldwire. Who? 17 and 65, baby.
John Drew averaged 20 points a game.
Okay, we definitely screwed up with John Drew. We nailed it except for John Drew because you and I had no idea who that was.
That's hysterical.
Aside from John Drew, we only had one player at 4 points a game. And then John Drew had just under 20. If we were really close to having like a 6-win team.
That is so hysterical.
So, guys, please have fun with 82-0 because Mike and I are going to spend the next several hours doing this.
Yeah.
For the next several days.
Yep. All righty. That does it for us.
That was fun.
That's Josh Tariff. I'm Mike Guido. This is the not Bi-Coastal Baseball. Jeez Louise. I'm exhausted. This is Mike and Josh exclusively on the Grid Network, and together we sing.
You are listening to Mike Guido and Josh Tariff. Buckle up!
Every Thursday evening, 7 o'clock Eastern, we will be here only on the Grid Network.
Wait, so what was that player's name that had 20 points a game again?
John Drew.
John Drew Hawks. I'm pulling up his stats right now. Who was this guy? Career average 20.7 points a game. No idea who he is.
Yeah, shows what we know. See you later.